Good morning, everybody. It's Victoria Lorient-Fabish, holistic psychotherapist, registered psychotherapist. And I'm here with a good, juicy topic that I think many people can relate to. And let's see if you can relate to this notion of approval seeking. Are you an approval seeker? Do you constantly have an inner running commentary that is about looking for other people's approval? And I want to just sort of talk about it a little bit because it's something that seems to drive a lot of us. And it drives us in ways that are destructive and ways that are not positive. And it is, good morning, Carol. It is an important thing to really look to overcome. Approval seeking is a driving force in which people are looking to have other people say, we're okay. Now, let's be clear. We are, this approval seeking piece comes from a very real part of our biology, which is we as humans are programmed and we are biologically predisposed to seek out belongingness and acknowledgement. And to be honest with you, wanting belongingness in your tribe and wanting acknowledgement are all positive impetuses. This is something that we have to create community, to create connection. So this is not a bad thing. It becomes problematic when that sort of need for acknowledgement and need for entering into sort of a belonging feeling, which is totally normal, becomes this sort of obsession of I cannot do anything unless I have the approval of others. And we all go through it. I've gone through it, and you've got to work on it. You've got to really, really work on undoing this piece of yourself. But how? How does one undo approval seeking? This is not something that is just, stop that and it'll change. No, you've got to go about a process to shift that out. And it's very common, so you're in very good company. Many of us do it. And so no one's immune, but it's important to work on it in a way that is productive. And I will just give you a little bit of a process here to understand. So if any of you experience, thank you, Jennifer, that you love starting your day with my insights. I appreciate that. That's why I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it out there so people can get some positivity, but also some constructive methodology to get to another place. And we're not just talking about it, we're actually giving you an actual tool. So here's the tool. Here's something for you to understand. So number one, approval seeking, I find, and I work with this every day in the office, comes from the aspect of yourself that is the hurt child or the deprived child or the child part of yourself. You're an adult, but there's an aspect of you that is the child part of yourself that is actually running the show. And the child basically did not get enough sense of security, enough of a sense of, positive feedback and positive feedback, positive wording, positive affirmation, positive, approval, essentially. So that child is sort of still living within you and is kind of running the show, essentially, when it comes to you trying new things or putting yourself out there or whatever it may be that you're trying to do in your life. So one of the jobs that you need to be doing, one of the most important things is I'd like people to, visualize. Good morning, Wendy. Good morning, sunshine. And it is a beautiful day actually in Toronto. So I will take all the sun we can get. But let's get to business here. So what I really want people to do is I want people to very often quiet themselves, close their eyes, and visualize themselves in a beautiful aspect of nature. I love beaches. I'm a bit addicted to beaches. So see yourself in a beach. And so everybody who's watching right now, I'd like you to just imagine yourself on a beach, sitting down, looking at the ocean. And you're sitting kind of like, with your legs open, and the child aspect of yourself, let's say 5 years old, is sitting in between your legs, and your arms are around that child. And you're both just surveying the ocean. In this moment, I want you to imagine yourself psychically telling your child, I approve of you. I love you. You need to constantly create a relationship where you are your own parent. Because a lot of approval seeking is making other people your parents, basically. Making the people of your life, a lot of people are approval seeking of their parents currently, but you're making other people in charge of your life in terms of who has the strongest, most powerful thoughts in your life, other people. So you need to start to say to the inner part of you, the child of you, I'm the parent. I'm the real parent here, meaning I'm your spiritual parent, essentially. And you want to develop that parent-child relationship with the child part of you that's looking for approval. What that also does is sets you on a journey to start to, I want you to think about this now. When you're looking for approval from others, you are making important their value system. But what you're not doing is developing a value system all your own. And you need to go about the business of asking yourself, and then transmitting this to the child within you, what is your value system? Perhaps your family culture value system was a certain set of values that don't resonate with you anymore, but you're trying to fit in to that family culture set of values. What I'm encouraging you to do is develop your self-culture, which is your own set of values, your own set of what's important to me. Now, let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. Some of your family culture values may in fact be your values, but maybe not all. Maybe some really don't fit anymore. So you need to come forward and go, what are my values? This notion of asking yourself the very important question, what is it that my value system is about, is crucial. So you may have a family that has a value system for, I don't know, profound, let's just say profound success, profound achievement. And these are all good things, but maybe that doesn't entirely fit with you. Maybe profound success comes at a cost to spiritual or to, soul happiness. And maybe your value system now is soul happiness. So make that your self-culture, where you conduct your life in seeking soul happiness versus achievement. Just as an example, some family cultures, they're all about perfect beauty. But maybe your value system now needs to be, am I healthy versus beautiful? And maybe my healthiness doesn't involve being perfectly beautiful. Something like that. We could go on to, and I like people to take an inventory of what's your family culture value system and what's your self-culture value system. And really look to differentiate without throwing out the baby with the bathwater. There's some good stuff from the family culture, but maybe it's not all matching with your authentic self-culture. Which is why people go about the business of approval seeking others. So one of the journeys to getting back into the only person you want to create a parenting relationship with is yourself. You want to parent yourself, and you want to seek approval from your own parent, from you. Ooh, bit of a wild one, eh? This notion of you're the parent, and then you're also the child, and you're seeking approval from you, the parent. I feel that aligns people with their higher self. And I really feel like if you start to see yourself as your own parent and the person that you're going to be seeking approval from, by doing the due diligence work of developing a full, clear value system that is your self-culture, you're going to go about the business of life in which you're going to be like, oh, okay, so there's all this stuff I'm doing. And wow, do you think people, oh, no, it's not people approving of me. Turn it around and go, because when you do you think people will approve of me, you're definitely parentifying other people. You're making other people the parents. So what you need to be doing is go, oh, let me get back to me, the parent. Who's me? Me, the parent. Me, the parent of me. And then me, the parent of me, has a value system, has a sense of, what do parents do to kids? They get clear on routines. They get clear on what's right, what's right for them. Parents are looking to, they're always saying, well, what's good for my child? Well, you need to do what's good for my child. Parents might be saying, there are many things that parents say to children. Are you sure you want to do that? Well, you ask yourself, are you sure you want to do that? This is all about developing your value system, which is about creating your self-culture, which may or may not be different from your family culture. But what it is, it's a methodology that I promise you, because I've been doing this 20 plus years, will change your over-addiction to approval seeking of others. You will begin the more important journey of, do you approve of yourself? Do you approve of you? And to me, this is not selfish. This is not narcissistic. This is empowerment in action. And it's a methodology that psychologically works, because your brain will start to relax on the notion that I am my own parent, because I have a very clear value system in which my child can now refer to me, the parent. And then you start to develop trust with yourself. That's the thing also, is that a lot of approval seeking is, I don't trust me, I trust others. Well, why don't you trust yourself? Well, you're not being the adult in your being. You're not being what I would call the balanced adult parent. Let us be clear. This is so important. This is not about developing the critical parent in yourself. Are we clear? Does everyone get that I'm not saying critical parent? Do not be developing a critical parent, because that's part of an old methodology that doesn't work. I'm talking about developing a balanced adult internal parent that is empowering you, approving of you. Like, imagine what the most positive parent, the most empowering, empathetic, compassionate parent would treat, how that parent would treat you. And it cannot be the critical parent. Let's be clear, okay? Let's banish that stuff. And in my first book, Find Your Self-Culture, I have him back here today, I do a whole differentiation around the critical parent, the hurt child, and the balanced adult. And I really want you to be clear on the difference of the three. And any time I talk about parent energy, I'm not talking about critical parent energy. Because that stuff, I almost swore, that stuff doesn't work. That stuff takes you down. And I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in bringing you up. And the second book, Connecting, Rewire Your Relationship Culture, I talk about this and how it operates within the coupledom or within your friendships. So I could go on and you know, if anyone wants my book, please go over to visualizationworks.com. Visualizationworks.com, because what did I just do? I just took you through a visualization that you yourself will work on. And my books are full of my exercises that I do in the office. So, you know, do yourself a favor, pick them up, and let me know how you do with that, because this is why I do this work. What gets me up in the morning is knowing that the work I do helps people transform their minds with methods, and not just talk about being better and empowered. I don't need to just talk about it. I want to show you how to do it so you can actually do it. All right? So I could go on, but I'm not. This is a brief one. Tomorrow I'm not going to be live. It's Friday. I will be putting a video that, yes, visualizationworks.com, Carol. Thank you. I will be putting a video up that is one that I really, really loved, and I'll tell you about it a little later. But Monday, I'm coming live again with some juicy, transformational stuff that's method-based and tool-oriented, and you need it, all right? Thank you, Wendy. I appreciate you saying that. So, have a brilliant day. Have a brilliant, spectacular day, and be your own balanced parent. Do your value system. Who are you, and what's important to you, and talk to your kid. Awesome! Love you. Talk to you soon.